these challenges. Welcome, ma'am. And Team Edudevs, can we, can we start?
Yes, ma'am, we can start. Lovepreet, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Please start.
So my name is Lapit Kaur. I am from 10th B standard in BB Kalanji Senior Secondary Public School. So the introduction of any technology has various consequences. These impact our in the environment to exciting and future technological developments, financial and social system in which the new idea technology is embedded. The development and the diffusion of new technologies has been widely studied. Some study has indicated that introduction of advanced technologies have resulted in higher wages. A number of economists who have been by politicians have raised have raised their economies, and they are coming toward the full employment. Therefore, jobs will be neither be created nor destroyed as the result of technology transfer. Now, I would like my co-moderator Mansirat to share her thoughts.
Is Mansirat there at the platform?
She should be here, but
I think, Lovepreet, you can continue.
yeah,
She's
ma'am.
having some connectivity
She is
issues, I guess.
unable to unmute actually. I just saw her message. She's unable to unmute herself.
Okay, ma'am. So, may I start again?
You can continue with the next part, whatever she wanted to say. The co-partner is not there, I suppose.
Okay, ma'am.
Mansirat, you
My
can
name is
start now.
Mansirat. My name is
Mansirat has
My name is Mansirat Kaur from 10th B standard. I am from BB Kalanji Senior Secondary Public School. Technology is a growing up leaps and bounds. Innovation and disruption have become everyday phenomena. Advancement in technology not only helps industries to function at a faster pace, but they all help to minimize human effects and increasing the efficiency of production. At the same time, technology is also becoming an increasing factor for increasing unemployment. Automation has made its presence felt in every industry across the world. This has not only cut down on the need for the human effects but also reduced the number of jobs opening in the multitude of fields. Not only has the technology brought the world closer, but also it has increased the distance between unskilled labor and the availability of jobs for them. Now my co-moderator will start.
I would like to introduce you to with our principal Indrapreet Kaur. Principal of BB Kalanji Public School, Amritsar, Mrs. Indrapreet Kaur is dedicated educator with over 23 years of experience, is shaping the future of students, teachers, and parents. As an English teacher, academic coordinator, and facilitator, she developed innovative curricula, authored the grammar series Cornerstone and literature series Astor, classes 1 to 8, and served as editor for the Inner Wheel Club, Midtown, New Jersey, a receptor of numerous honors, including CBSE Best Teacher Award 2018, the National School Award 2023, and the International School Award by the British Council. She is a passionate leader and resource person committed to the fostering excellence in education.
Dr. Hemlata Suri, Caramel Convent School, Malcha Mary, Diplomic Excellent, New Delhi. She is an RCI registrable and counseling psychologist with over 20 years of experience in a corporate banking, mental health, and education. A CBSE Life Skill Master Trainer, certified resources planner, and CBSE counselor. She has been a key counselor key counselor since it's certified in POSH and POXO and soft skill training. She conducts impactful workers, mental health, suicide preventions, and life skills for the school corporation. And educator as a visiting resources person with the Department of Education Delhi and contribute to the project CACA. She is deeply committed to the foster mental well-being and education.
Team Edudevs, I think there is, you'll have to change the settings. We've opened the whiteboard.
Mrs. Lakshmi ma'am, Assistant Manager Career Counseling, is an experienced professional with a diverse background. She comes with 8 years experience in different fields. She has 4 years of dedicated teaching experience for computer science stream. She has conducted sessions for both teachers and students for actively participates in discussion on various topics, demonstrating her passion for continued learning and staying updated with the latest trends and developments. She has expertise in conducting training sessions for the student, preparing for them competitive exams like LET, CAT, and JE, etc. She loves to take sessions to create awareness among the student about different competitive examination available and how they can efficiently prepare for that.
Divyani ma'am. Mrs. Divyani Kapoor, founder and CEO of Upskills Education and Educative Knowledge Foundation, dedicates to improving educator and enhancing the student clearing. With over 30 years of experience, she has collaborated with the leading education brand authorized CBSE curriculum books with Cambridge publication and numerous invitations. An alumna of a Stephen College, Mrs. Kapoor has trained over 1 lakh educators and 50,000 students, driving impactful change across Haryana, Delhi, NCR, and Uttar Pradesh. Recognized as Iconic Edupreneur of the Year 2021 and a Woman Lead India Fellow, she continued to shape education through her innovation projects and upcoming books, Humane Classrooms, and Corridor. Now, I would like to invite Divyani ma'am to share her thoughts.
A very good evening to all of you. And I welcome our esteemed panelists today, Ms. Inderpreet Kaur, Principal, BB Kalanji Public School, Amritsar, Dr. Hemlata Suri, Carmel Convent School, New Delhi Counselor, and our very own Ms. Lakshmi Mahatman. Top it up, let me very warmly welcome our two moderators, Lovepreet and Mansirat. Welcome you all to today's yet another webinar on a very pertinent discussion. The topic is the impact of technology on careers. This has become the talk of all the educational corridors, student fraternity. At times, people are petrified, scared, what is going to happen. But let me tell you that the evolution of technology and employment, there has been a very intriguing relationship dating back to the first eras of human civilization. From basic tools like stone knives to complicated machinery, which was driven by steam engines during the Industrial Revolution. Advances in technology have always transformed the way we work. If we go back even further, humans in the ancient civilizations, the four main civilizations, the primitive civilizations used primitive tools for survivals. The plow setting the tone for the rise of the big agrarian civilizations. Gradually, new technologies set in with water turbines, windmills. The industrial revolution of the 19th century, we cannot miss, led to a great transformation of society. And how the employing of machinery substituted human labor with machines, mass production, is known to each one of us. So technology, whenever there has been a technological intervention, it has, though, improved productivity, increased output, but there has always been diminishing job chances for those who were unable to adapt to technology. When we look at today's scenario, we see that today's digital age has given rise to even more sophisticated technologies, such as your chat GPT, intelligence, artificial intelligence, chat GPT through artificial intelligence, robotics, all are challenging old occupations. If I bring the facts and figures, it is very fascinating to know that 60% of, you see, today's careers didn't exist 80 years back. Changes are surging like anything. From AI prompt engineers, data scientists, social media handlers, we are not just adapting to new roles, we are also pioneering newer industries, newer, fields of workplace. Last, needless to say that technology has made our workplace very safe. AI has brought in automation, which is boosting productivity. Some of the jobs undoubtedly that would be challenged, as we all know that the analysis and the surveys show that over 25 million jobs will be replaced by automation in just 3 years. But simultaneously, we need to remember technology will also be creating many, many new jobs that will require specialists with specific skills and responsibility. Without spilling much of the beans, I would now request open the panel discussion with an ice-breaking question. And my question would be addressed in the order of introduction, first to Inderpreet Kaur ma'am, then Dr. Hemlata ma'am, and then followed by Lakshmi Mandan ma'am. So how do you see technology shaping the aspirations and career choices of students today? Yes,
What I
Inderpreet
feel
Kaur.
is, yes, very good evening to once again to all. What I feel is, when even we were as a kid, we have learned this very theorem, this very saying, survival of the fittest. Change is the law of nature. If somebody is not going to adjust, the next step will be extinction. So this technology is something like to be fed off. We have to live along with it. So when we learn, we know that we have to change. Everybody will be able to. As a principal, when I'm there in school, I still remember long back, you can say before Corona, like 4 to 5 years back when AI was just introduced, there was a fear that if any teacher will not be learning something related to the computers, you will be taken away by somebody who's coming next in the line who has to come with it. So when the thoughts are clear in your mind, you're ready to accept it. We need to grow along with it. So for me, technology, yes, it is changing everybody's life every day, every minute of it. Now, as 2025 has approached us, we are living into it, and it's everywhere that we are living with the Gen Beta. So when we are already aware about the same, so I do not take it as a challenge or something which is going to stop us, but as a growing attitude that yes, definitely will be able to transform the lives. This is what from I say, what I feel like.
Very well said, ma'am. That we've all survived and we've all, I think, upgraded. Each one has become technological savvy in some way or the other.
Very
In fact, with different tools of technology, and we all became very hands-on. COVID has been a great teacher in many sense to each one of us. And COVID expedited a change which was already coming. I
Yes,
think
but
that
we never knew that it will be there overnight. Nobody thought of coming to the online platform of education before a day. Like on
yes, but we all,
22nd of March, when it was there, we all
yes,
adopted to, and everybody did it very successfully. Because no
absolutely.
other way left it out. So when the vision is clear, definitely everybody will be able to reach the target.
Absolutely. Well, bang on said, ma'am. And I think now the vision is clear. And I was reading somewhere, it said that will AI replace the jobs, but also there was that AI and technology will not replace humans from job, but definitely those who do not adapt themselves with
Yes.
AI or with technology will be replaced by those who adapt well.
Yes, this
Now,
is
moving on to Dr. Hemlata. Dr. Hemlata, I would want you to link this ice-breaking question to definitely to an angle which clearly says that how do you see technology shaping the aspirations, and how students have to be, how much they need to adapt to technology while making career choices. Yeah. Over to you, Dr. Hemlata.
Hi everyone, Jai Hind everyone, and thank you so much, Edudevs, for having me here. And as we know that we are moving ahead with technology, and we know that we all are aware that technology becomes part and parcel of our lives. And as you know, everyone will be sanguine with me if I say technology has actually revolutionized the way we talk to each other, the way we think, the way we interact with each other. And it has actually metamorphized the way information and knowledge is disseminated, right? So in this, if you see in words of Steve Jobs, I would like to quote, and this is one of my very favorite take, which he said, technology is nothing. And what is important here is that we value people and we have faith in our people and their goodness. And people are basically very good and they are very smart. They only are supposed to, we are only supposed to give them a tool, and they will do wonderful things, and they will definitely deliver us. So technology is basically, if you see, is a wake-up call to all of us, and technology is actually something which we need to wake up, and then we have to, humanity has to modify to it. As my co-panelist has correctly mentioned, that people, we will become obsolete, things will become, our skills will become obsolete in case we do not update ourselves. So very important when you see our students going forward, especially in terms of education, upskilling is in demand, and technology has to be always updated when it comes to educators, when it comes to students. There are many MOOCs, which are massive open online courses which are available. And when you look at the corporate world, which is actual the final destination, the workforce is the final destination which our students are going to join in future. So when we see, look at NEP, So NEP has made some very important things here. When you look at NEP, it is always talking about skill-based learning. Skilling is something which will actually make us successful, and our students will actually form, because there is a certain demand of certain specific companies or some areas of industries. So we need to always link the education with industry, so which is very important thing here. And we need to keep upskilling them. We have to keep organizing basically things, the sessions, the webinars, or maybe something like we are doing now, because this must be an eye opener for many of us. So we have to basically embrace these things. And since we know we have to be a learner all the time, if we say that I have learned, I am educated, and I'm done, then I'm sorry, we will be soon gone from this landscape of workforce and landscape of technology. So technology is completely evolving all the time. It's a continuous change which is happening. Many things, I mean, if you'll agree with me, Devyani ma'am, if you think of just 10 years back, I mean, maybe 15, 20 years back, when computers came, what were the software we were using? And now we are completely into different things. Things have gone on various platforms, and it has replaced many of the things around us. And then we have to embrace this lifelong learning, which we have to tell our students also. To keep learning, and hybrid skills need to be adopted. Why? Because combining technical skills along with soft skills is something which I feel very important when it comes to students, right?
Very,
And
very,
then
well,
it is creativity and emotional intelligence, critical thinking. These NEP beautifully talks about 21st century life skills. So these are very important skills which we need to foster in our students, and we need to explain them that technology is fine, but your own emotional intelligence, your own personal qualities, your own soft skills, your own critical thinking, your out of the box solutions, or maybe the creativity which you are using. And sustainability is also very important part when we are supposed to use technology. We must teach these things, and there are many
thank you so
organizations.
much, ma'am. Thank you so much. We have more than coming. And so, yes, what Dr. Hemlata clearly pointed out is that technology has to be seen as opportunity. And what I encapsulate from our two esteemed panelists' discussion is that, technology has created immense opportunities in education, whether it comes to, taking some courses or hybrid form of education, or when it comes to understanding navigating through various career options. So leveraging technology has been the most wonderful but also most cheapest form. Why do we forget that technology is the most cheapest form to access knowledge? That also is an important aspect that we cannot undermine. And when it comes to improving, whether it is improving literacy or gaining knowledge, or probably adapting to skills, honing different kinds of skills, or probably getting a better understanding of careers, technology has become a way of life. So when we are not scared of adapting technology when it comes to a lifestyle, then we must also accept that this is going to have a great impact on our careers, how the coming decades would be different. As I already mentioned, that if 25 million jobs will be automated, then probably X million jobs will also be created. So youth needs to be ready for those kind of careers. And at this juncture, I would like Lakshmi Madhavan ma'am to intervene and let us know how well the youth can prepare themselves through technology to best, choose their careers options.
Okay. So good evening, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, completely fine. So thank you. So when it comes to, I think almost all the points are covered by Hemlata ma'am and Indrapreet ma'am. But what I want to convey is, when it comes to technology, we have been talking a lot about it. The way in which our lives have been changed, the way in which a lot of things have been changed, our learning, the pace in which we are learning, everything has been changed. But when it comes to teachers who are just, I would say, guiding the students, I don't know how many of you have asked the students to choose a career in a different way, giving importance to technology as a part. We are clearly mentioning on the role technology can play in terms of career decision making. I hope everybody knows about the assessment test, the psychometric test. We all used to take the test before asking our children to take the test. There are a lot of AI tools now. And there are also simulation tools. I have to work as a manager. Think of a simulation tool where I can log in, I can be a manager for a day or maybe for 2 to 3 hours, understand what is a managerial role before I'm just going to invest my 4 years into or 2 years into a course called MBA. So we as teachers need to inform the students that you are thinking you have these abilities and skills. You know, this is what you want to do in your life. This is what you're passionate about. You need to think of one more extra factor, that is the current trend. And I'll obviously call the current trend as technology. So it should be a combination of these three things when it comes to career aspiration or career decision making. And I'm not simply saying about the two things about the psychometric test that we used to take previously. There are AI personalized platforms which provide psychometric tests. So I would request the children to take this test, or as teachers, we can suggest our children to take those type of tests. The second one that I obviously feel is, there is huge amount of information or data around us. Earlier, let's say before 10 years, I was not, or maybe before 5 years, I was not having an idea about these many colleges, universities, and everything abroad. Now, this is also something that technology has done to us. There is a lot of resource, a lot of data, everything is available. Even I know about a foreign university, about the scholarships they offer. Earlier, it was very difficult. Now, it's very easy for all the students to understand about all these things. And I would say we are really having a feeling that a lot of jobs will be automated, a lot of jobs will be lost and all of them. There is always a restructuring, or I would say there is always a reshaping that's going to happen in each and every job. Even if I'm a teacher, I have to restructure myself in such a way that I'm just being able to teach the students in the way that is required. So coming from a university perspective, let's say before 3 years or 5 years, we used to train the students in a particular way for the placements. Now that has completely changed. The way in which we are training the students, the final year or the third year students for the placement, it is completely changed. Even the subjects have changed. Whichever stream they are, they'll have something related to data analytics or AI in their interviews or in their basic examinations that they are writing. So it's the way in which we teachers are helping our students to use this technology to make their career decision. So we need to explore it first, the tools and everything, and then we have to make our children understand, yeah, you have to use these tools. You can use the simulation platforms. Then only please make a decision on your career. So that is my take on the first way of giving an understanding of how technology can affect the career.
Great. Thank you, Lakshmi. And moving moving forward with your discussion point, I feel that since technology, the current scenario is that since technology is advancing at a very fast pace, not everyone is able to keep up with it. And somewhere this leads to a mismatch between the skills that at times employees possess and that are required in the contemporary working environment. This is the case of working. Why I'm talking about this today is so that it becomes a premise to which the students need to understand that what is a mismatch. And because of these increasing number of workers who have problems in adapting to changes that the technological evolution has brought in, because I see everywhere the organizations, whether they are governments or offices, they are investing a lot in upskilling their employees with technological school tools. So they cannot meet these requirements of the positions in the job market. And this should be seen as a hint to the current students that no matter what is their core area of specialization, every area there is an interlinked interlinkages to technology. So if you talk about data, every field will have data analysts and those people who can interpret data, those people who can, so every industry will have those kinds of so it becomes important that students have to upskill themselves, not just in terms of technology, but the newer, through technology, the new kind of skill set that is seeping in. So leveling up becomes very important. With this, I move on to, I hope Lakshmi will agree to what I just said, because this is a very transitionary stage. But the coming workforce will be very different. But the challenge they will have will be a very, the kind of education system where we are, and the jobs that will be coming in, and how fast the transformation is happening due to AI. We really need to be intelligent, I would say, in our choices and not be scared of it. So over to our two moderators. I think they are very enthusiastic. They've been preparing a lot. And yes, over to Lovepreet and Mansirat. Over to you.
My question is to Inderpreet ma'am. How has the rise of automation and artificial intelligence transformed traditional career paths in a various industries?
See, what I feel is, as Lakshmi ma'am has already said, we need to keep ourselves updated. As teachers, as facilitators, it is for everybody. Teacher is also a lifelong learner. We cannot be like, yes, I have got my complete knowledge. We cannot be stagnant water, because stagnant water, it sometimes starts thinking. We need to be in the flowy manner. So whatever things are coming into us, we need to upgrade and transform the similar to our students as well in the similar form. So as ma'am has already said, the skills, the technology is coming to us at a greater pace. That means we as learners, we as students need to be updated, not just once or twice, in a regular manner. We need to keep ourselves updated regularly to succeed in this today's world. This is what I feel, which should move on from the teacher side towards the students. Be a regular learner, keep on upskilling ourselves. And this is what, as NEP and this foundational courses are also telling, it was the new NCF skill courses. We are providing the skill course in every field, because it's not like we are teaching physics, chemistry, and bio to the students only through the bookish language. What they do practically, is a child being an engineer really going to help out how to change a plug, how to switch on in the practical manner? This is more important. Earlier, when we were there in our schools, we used to have SUPW periods. That was the skill subject period, in which we were taught how to put a button on a shirt, how to stitch something, but that's all gone. But back into the trend, as we talk about, this was the skill. And if a child wants to move out these days, especially if I talk about Punjab, there's a lot of trend of growing abroad. And what the people demand is, the parents, the students, ma'am, there along with the degree, they are asking for the skills. What skill subjects is the child learning? So being a class 10 student, being a class 12 student, I know the education which is in the formation form, that is your you can say which is required from any particular board. This is necessary, but as a child, please keep yourself updated. There are many courses available online on different platforms, like Coursera is an example, which is going a lot. Keep yourselves updated, learn new skills, and then only, and you can learn these skills. If I'm saying Coursera and everything, it's only because of the technology. Technology is bringing the knowledge of every subject at our doorsteps. We need to keep that door open so that, yes, I have that power. I need to move on in the line and I want to reach the top at one day. So this is the impact of technology. Only thing is, need to accept it.
Very true. I would like to intervene here when ma'am said that, the skill subject that you were giving examples of, what NEP and NCF is talking about. And if we carefully look at the skill subject, somewhere they are aligning with the greater vision. Because, earlier when it was, now also we see that the blue collar skills jobs are, they are reducing in terms of, we call the plumbers or the the plumbers or the electricians. But with the literacy, on the other hand, India is moving towards 100% literacy level by 2030. So the white collar job will be more aspirational. Now, when this bottleneck is going to reduce, it will also become a life skill for all of us. As
Right.
ma'am just spoke about, changing a bulb, or probably putting a washer in the tap. That kind of skill set, because when the children go abroad, as they are to do everything themselves. So I think these coupled with the critical thinking skills, coupled with the problem solving skills, these are, and needless to say, the industry specific skill set. So this age is all about skill. This age is all about competencies. But considering that technology is an enabler, so technology will be integrated into it. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, moving on to the next panelist.
My question is to Lakshmi ma'am. What challenges and opportunities does technology present for mid-career professionals trying to pivot into new industries?
So, can you just repeat the question once again?
What challenges and opportunities does the technology present for mid-career professionals trying to pivot into new industries?
So let's say I think I also come in that category, even though my background and everything is like computer science. But seeing those kids here in this college or the university in the third year or second year, I have to learn a lot from them. That's what the very basic situation is. I have studied the subject called computer science. I do projects with these boards and electronics, robotics, and all of that stuff. But still, I have a lot to learn because the pace in which those children are learning is really high. The pace in which, as a person, I have to adapt to these things. I'm taking more time compared to them. We call it as learning agility. So, as a person who is of this age or this category, what I want all of you, I hope everybody is of similar this thing to me, all the audience. So what I'm doing is I'm investing more time, I would say more effort in understanding all these things. We won't be able to understand things in the pace that these children are learning. So I am experimenting, I am writing codes, I'm doing small projects on my own, and that is the way in which I'm able to grow up to the pace in which these children are doing. So the effort, the work that we people have to do is really huge. And the second one is, even if it goes wrong, it's completely fine. We have to build this attitude. Somehow I have made up the mind that I'll start learning this thing. I have joined 1 or 2 classes, have completed everything. But at some point of time, I have that feeling, yeah, it's not my thing. It's not going to be. I think at least some of you have faced this situation. So it's completely okay to fail at times also. This is also something that everybody needs to understand. And I'm saying, please do join a lot of discussions that's happening. Please do join different classes online. I'm not saying you have to join for a 60 hours workshop or 15 hours workshop. Just the small discussions that's happening from there, you'll get a lot of key points. Maybe 2 or 3 new tools. I have 3 new tools where I can ask my children to test their, I would say, skills on whether they can use AI or computer science as their career. Let's say I'll give an example of something like, let's say, biometrics, or a lot of skill cat is there, or code signal is there. Very good option when it comes to checking a person's ability on whether they can be able to pursue a career in robotics, or what's my knowledge in Python. There are a lot of platforms like that. You can just log in, register at the platform and understand it. So participating in a lot of small sessions can also give you new knowledge about the new tools. So it's just investing a little bit more time. And even if it goes wrong, having the attitude that it's completely fine, I'll catch up. Just finding 1 or 2 tools at a time and exploring it. And even it's completely fine that we can go and ask our children what has happened. Maybe our kids also, and maybe somebody from our class. You have done this thing right. I don't know how this works. Can you just tell me? That is also completely fine. That's also part of learning. I can teach the maths, physics, or other subjects. Maybe they know about a new tool. I can just ask them how they are using it. And even children of 9th and 10th, I have seen them designing a lot of new things. The designing stuff, website design and everything, it's too good. They are very good in it. I'll take a lot of time to create a model like that. So it's going to be an exchange between these people. That's what I understood this. The mid-age people, it's going to be an exchange between our younger generation and us. And we have to learn together. So yes, I hope you got some idea, 2 to 3 points.
I think what I got from you was very right. And this is a clear message I would like to give, that we need to invest. And what Lakshmi ma'am was saying, it's not important that we need to join big courses of 60 hours or 3 months course. This was a very, very old school of thought. Now I think it will become, because the pace with which changes are happening, everything is instant. So even if you do small little courses, number one, what I feel is, yes, I agree, do small little courses to invest. There are no free lunches. We sometimes have a very a mindset that if it's a free program, we'll join in. You need to be very careful in where even you are investing your time. Time is also money. And if you have those small courses of, say, 99, I do a lot of these courses, and every time I may just hear these discussions, but as Lakshmi, you said that there is always a takeaway. Even if I have those 2 to 3 takeaways, I think my money is valued. So we need to, whether it is teachers or students or anyone, we need to build a mindset where we, along with our time, along with whatever, we need to invest. And invest in short-term courses, then apply. As Lakshmi ma'am just said, and I was listening, I want to know that website or that tool where I can see whether do I have an aptitude to use technology in the way I want, or robotics. Please do put it in the chat box, Lakshmi. Thank you so much. Over to you, student moderators. I think the discussion is going very good. Over to you.
Okay, Himlata ma'am. How can individuals read emerging technology to the future-proof their careers?
So as I said, that's developing how an individual can develop alongside the emerging technologies. So we basically need to see that we keep learning, as my co-panelists have very correctly said, that we have to keep learning little things which are coming, and then you have to keep in touch. You have to find your interests first, and then you have to see your interests and strengths. There are softwares which can actually assess, AI softwares which are there, which can assess, and there are psychometric tests which we psychologists carry out, and which can help you in finding out your calling, basically what you are interested in and what is your strength, because that is something very important when it comes to choosing any kind of line of your work. All right, so when you think of technology, when you see how these technological advancements which are happening around you, you always look at your own evolving pattern, your learning patterns, and then you accordingly start working on your own learnings. From, if you're at school, you can always start learning these AI tools, algorithms, little courses are there. You can always go on some very good platforms, very secure platforms like Coursera is there, Udemy is there, and there are many other courses which are there, which you can always do during your vacations, you know. And it is always surfing the net can always give you many opportunities, but you have to choose what is advisable and what is appropriate for your age, which is something very important here. And there will be many AI driven tools which are there, which can assess your individual skill, and you can use platforms like social media platforms. You can start preparing your profile, you know, which is very important. Like if you see children who are going to prepare, I mean, if you're preparing for CUET, right? They always ask you to prepare an essay on yourself. You have to prepare that CV. So from grade 8th or 9th onwards, you must start doing that. And you can always keep learning technological things. And being a student, you need to have that complete list of your achievements, what you are doing in the school, what kind of activities you are good at, and you should always keep certificates for that. You have to have those things. When you will be in, just in 12th, which class are you studying, Mansirat? You are in 10th, I believe. That's what you said. You are in 10th
We
grade.
are in 10th class.
Right. So next year, you should have your CV ready by when you have 10th class break, you finish with your exam. You must start preparing that, right? So by end of your grade 12th, you should have your CV ready. Whatever you do in school, the collaboration, your team activities, the projects, you must, I mean, document it correctly, right? And very because this was something which is very new to us, you know. Many universities asked for it. Like my daughter was again preparing, she did not have CUET, she just applied straight away, she just passed out last year. So she was running around for certificates, she never kept them properly, right? It just comes. So you need to diarize, make an Excel sheet, keep them, and make them in a software form, so which is very important for you to remain updated when it comes to future education. And one more point I just want to make here, that you need to get into research, you know, try and research different types of softwares which can help you, but then very clearly, I mean, don't get into some deep fake or deep web, but you can always try and check and see how training takes place in corporate world. What are the soft skills? Because soft skills is something which is like mool mantra nowadays. Most of the corporates are working on that. So this is one of the very important skill. And as I think ma'am also mentioned, LinkedIn and your other professional profiles, you should start just after a grade 12. Moment you are learning something, keep adding to your profiles. That will help you. That will also, you can research on LinkedIn. That is the best place to learn about your future prospects of the jobs, right? I hope it helps.
Yes, and Dr. Hemlata, ma'am, I also want you to just very briefly, if you could, because though the webinar is on technology, but since you picked up, about portfolio building, that as you gave the example of your daughter, and I'm sure most of the students, and that is something also mentioned in part of HPC. It's not part of just HPC, but there's a lot of talk about portfolio building. So
Yes,
if you could just in a minute to give that bang on advice to the students present here.
Okay. Basically, they have to write essays about themselves, you know. And when they're writing about their essays, it won't be completely about me, me, and myself. It will be that how you created a change. There was a problem which I saw, and this is how basically they want to see how collaborative you are, how much you believe in team, how much your soft skills have helped you to solve that problem. So essay building is very important, where you will be talking about a problem and how you solve it and how it helped many other people. It's not just about yourself. Yes, your learnings and takeaways have to be given, but at the end. So it's a basically almost 1 hour lecture, ma'am, where we talk about these things, and
Fine, I will be, but I was just very curious that at
yes,
least, there is a little talk about it so that our
yes,
participants
yes,
they can just take it back as a.
I
All right,
understand.
over to
I
you,
think
Stu.
I'll also just want to add
Yes,
something.
please.
As ma'am told about profile or the portfolio building, what I have observed is this is mostly something related to our country. When you're planning to go abroad, obviously they'll ask for the profile. And mostly in our country, the situation is like we start building our profile only after completing a graduation.
This is
That's what the very basic thing. I'm a graduate, then only I'll start thinking of what is a profile because I need a job. Or the college will say you need to build your profile, submit it here, you have to apply for something. Now that trend has changed and I'm very happy about it. 12th standard students, they have started having a profile of themselves. They have started participating in activities and they have a list of what they are doing. So that change is seen, but I'm not to a very big extent, but still that change has I would say it has initiated in a lot of schools.
Yes, very true. I would like to add over here because it was last weekend only. A few of the students from my school they went to Chitkara University to attend one Harvard leadership camp. The first and foremost thing which they brought about as a learning point was, ma'am, it's very must that every child should open a LinkedIn account. There are so many opportunities which we get from there. So when they came back, I said, how many of the students have been inspired by you now? So what is the thing you are going to provide as the team leaders to the next ones who are coming in front of you? So ma'am has very rightly said, the child should know what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, so that he can improve upon them and mark ahead. So that is very much true, as ma'am has said, building up of CV, how to go for it. And I hope my two of the students sitting over here and listening to it as moderators, they are going to provide with a complete detail to the other students as well, because it's really a nice point which Hemlata ma'am has shared. And we would like to have another lecture regarding the same because it's one of the main factors how to go for it. Thank you,
And
ma'am.
also,
And
the very
I think
here I would also
yeah.
like to mention, then I'll give you that. And I like the discussion is going so well. I would also like to mention here, so every time, Amrita and the Edudevs have these sessions, we encourage students to be part of it so that they can get that real-time experience. So what we call those short internships, so that within that little span of 2 to 3 days, they are writing the script, they are learning, as Himlata ma'am said, that the art of communication, it's virtually them who are interviewing, they are sharing the platform with. So this is what is required. These are real. It's not just about speaking. So the skills that they own is research skills. When they are researching such relevant topics, there's also a lot of takeaway with them. Then they are able to interact. They get that confidence. So this is definitely part of an internship. And top it all, they do get a certificate of participation. Over to you, Lakshmi ma'am.
No, what I was mentioning is I have always observed children who are confused between 5 or 6 options.
Yeah.
It's like they literally don't know. Even if they have taken the psychometric test and the test is saying something, they are really confused. So for those children, this is something that we always refer to do. If they're having a profile in a platform like LinkedIn, almost all the top people from the industry, they are there. They can just observe 2 or 3 areas, whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's chemical engineering or something related to medical technology. They can just be there as an observer and understand what is happening in that sector. So this is something that's really advisable. And it is also a platform that I'm depending on to update myself.
Yeah.
It's a huge platform. A lot of things are happening and there is a lot to learn. So you can also request all the children of your classes to just create a profile and tell them how they have to use it. And a lot of learning courses are there. Self-assessment is there.
Yes.
I
yes.
used to write a lot of quizzes
Mm.
because I at times I don't know. I feel like I don't have the knowledge in that particular thing. Some self-doubt comes. I used to take a lot of quizzes and all of that. So that we all can do. It's not only
So
for kids, we all can.
So Insta has to be given little push, and LinkedIn has to come in.
Yes.
So
I
that
would
is what I
say
would.
replacement is good.
Very well said that, children need to learn to balance out, because most of the time we see the entire youth, and I mean, now we are also getting more on Insta, but yes, LinkedIn would be more beneficial to you. It offers you so much. We don't even know half of the features that LinkedIn offers us. So, the kind of courses they offer, the networking facilities that they give, and the information they impart. I think LinkedIn is a must for all students. Over to you, students.
Now, my question is to Inderpreet ma'am. In what ways has technology enabled individuals to create non traditional careers such as freelancing or becoming digital entrepreneur?
Can you please repeat your question, Bache?
Ma'am, in what ways has technology enabled individuals to create non traditional careers such as freelancing or becoming digital entrepreneur?
I suppose everybody is in a habit of viewing Shark Tank. It's one of the main examples where the technology is coming in, bringing into the new entrepreneurs onto the platform. And even if I talk about this at the school level, they're also promoting certain shows, certain competitions where the budding entrepreneurs are coming up with their ideas, where they create different commodities on a fake platform. They bring up to that, and then what preference we are giving now is it's better to go for your own startups. There are so many of the things, if I talk about, like last week when I was having a word along with the students of my science section, what they came along to me, ma'am, when we went over there, we came to know that many of the students from the very nationalized universities like IITs and all, they are again coming up into the startups. So this is what technology is getting into us. We do not have so much of employment opportunities as per the population of the country is concerned for. But if that technology is bringing to us and the knowledge which we are having, it's better to go for the own startups and different platforms, the small sharing platforms. So that is where what I think is that will be a better form of going beyond the things and coming up into the new ages.
And also, continuing ma'am's discussion further, I feel that only students, again, will be successful in their entrepreneurial skills. The startup will be if they have certain skills of identifying the problem, critical
Problem
thinking,
solving is there.
problem solving skills, design thinking, financial literacy. So it's not like me that I spent entire 3.5 decades in education and then became an entrepreneur. So these children, today's children, why there is a push? Because only those people who are successful. So these skills can be adopted and adapted at the time of your school level or college time. And that is why we have so many startups by, people who are from IIT, some people who've completed. Sometimes it's become a fad, the startup was by an IIT dropout or a college dropout, because they became larger. Their thinking became larger. The course they were undergoing was so small that they said that this can be done. I had my student, and he also he's come up with a startup which talks about entrepreneurship. And he was a law student, and he said, ma'am, the the course which I was doing in law gave me enough time, because that was what we were already doing, like books, talks, lectures, examination, but there was more to me. I wanted to come up with real solutions to problems. And so he's come up with the entrepreneurial, education. He provides entrepreneurial skills to students through workshops and other things, because he said that I underwent that kind of a journey. So I think yes, and on the, as your last question was very impressive, lovely, because it just spoke about that, because this is going to be an integration of all the skills, whether they are your problem solving, technological, financial literacy, communication, design thinking. That is like the, what you call is that Maha
21st,
vocation.
yes. That is why in schools we give importance on the 21st century skills. Everybody should try to acquire those skills if they want to survive. So that is
Yes,
21st century skills is the main part of it.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah.
even teachers are getting trained on advanced life skills.
Yes.
CBSE has started those
The
programs.
capacity building programs now recently
Yes,
I've been
yes.
appointed a resource person also for the CBSE. So
Yes,
all
yes.
those 50 hours training sessions for the teachers, and I suppose the Diksha portal, which we provide to every teacher to go
Yes.
through during summer break, that 1 month long period of time, to go through as many courses. As ma'am has said, it's not necessary to go for long courses. Short, crisp, but with a better idea, so that you can have 1 or 2 takeaway points from those. So they are the best part. They
Great. Thank you
register.
so much, everyone. And now, as it is 5:05, we come to an end of this session. But before I close and before I do the conclusion, I would want you to hold on to think about that one last resting statement, resting lines that you would give at the end of today's session as your takeaway or your suggestion to our audience. Finally, I would say that the effects of technological development, which has on employment, are somewhere very, very complex, bringing both positive and negative, as we discussed over this 1 hour. From one perspective, AI will automate the various tasks, leaving definitely a large number of people without job. That is going to happen. But the flip side of this whole discussion is that it would be leading to a opening of newer avenues, newer horizons, which will be based on the upcoming skill sets. So we need to bridge the uh, gap, the widening gap between the adapting the skill set. From another perspective, we see that the technological progress, the upsurge, is, as I said earlier, going to be the leader to contribute to the economic growth. So it is important for all the institutions to upskill their students, to upskill their teachers into the 21st century skills and competencies, so that the students are able to survive in any kind of VUCA worlds that we might see. With this, I have spoken my resting statement. Over to our 3 panelists. Very briefly, in just about 2 to 3 sentences, we would like to hear your thoughts. Yes.
As
Who
said, okay, Amrita ma'am first.
All right.
Okay, Himlata.
Yeah, thank you so much. So technology, as per me, it has transformed the job market, as ma'am also said, and it has created, a plethora of new opportunities. And the world is a big stage and landscape, if you see, and due to automation of tasks, the things have become very fast, super fast indeed, and it has also reshaped. It's actually reshaping the traditional jobs which are there, and it is driving those startup initiatives very well, because Skill India is something which is reality, And if you see, and since I work with children with special needs, especially the ones who have a lot of issues and they come from the very mediocre or EWS background, just want to tell you that this is means when I opened and when I was researching, I was surprised to see the kind of uh, things which government of India is doing for these children, and especially skill based things. So sky is the limit. Go there and try out new things. Go on and surf on the websites which government has given. And we don't have to look for abroad things. You can write your essays for Indian universities, and you can work, and you can really be an efficient and innovative individual. So technology has definitely, and it is unavoidable. We have to accept and embrace it for being a new worker and to bring in new change. Thank you so much.
Well said,
Ma'am,
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Indrajit, ma'am.
Ma'am, what I feel, as you said, we all are agreeing that technology is coming with a greater pace. So, as a person, as a teacher, as a facilitator, even as a student, whatever I am learning, what I am getting today, I should see myself 5 to 10 years ahead. Whatever I am learning today, will it be suitable for that time period or not? Where it is going to bring me over there. So, this is what we need to understand, the tech with along with the technology where I will be. So I need to learn at present, which will help me out in serving 10 years later from now, so that I should not be obsolete.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am. Lakshmi, ma'am, very briefly and very hurriedly.
So this is to all the educators who feel overwhelmed. Please do understand that it's completely okay to feel overwhelmed with all these technologies and all those things. Take one at a time, learn at your own pace. Even though everybody's saying learning agility, everything is needed, learn at your own pace. Understand the concept of learning, unlearning, and I would say relearning, the lifelong learning. So these all are the terms that is very, very important. Give importance to them. Just one technology, understand it, start learning it. That's how we have to start the process. It's like, don't feel that there are a lot of things to study. Just take one, start learning it, and then you will find the path or the track. So this is to all the people who are confused on where to start, which place to start, how I have to continue and all. And thank you so much, everyone. And start experimenting on yourself when it comes to all these things. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our esteemed panelists, our student moderators, our co-hosts from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham University, Ms. Lakshmi Madhavan. Team Edudevs, do we have any AV to be played at the end? And please don't forget to stay tuned to the programs which Edudevs, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham University is constantly rolling out for you. Take advantage of them. Team Edudevs, do we have any AV? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I would like to conclude by thanking all the panelists for sharing their insights and all the participants for staying with us until the end. I would request everyone present here to fill the feedback form mentioned in the chat box. We have mentioned a feedback form link in the chat box.